Hello, brothers and sisters in Christ. We want to thank you for coming to our channel,
God's Gabby Girls. This is a channel where we love and are dedicated to gab about God. Before we get started, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, click that notification button, and share with family and friends so that we can get God's word out.
Now, let's gab.
Hello, guys.
Hi, family.
Welcome back to God's Gabby Girls. We are excited to finally be back with some of our news for the week. We've been gone for a while. I have not been able to keep up on any news, really, with everything going on. So, as always, I am learning all of this stuff that Sayer's going to talk over with you guys. She doesn't go over this stuff with me. We just kind of are hearing it together. So, I'm sure she's got a lot of interesting things going on. So let's go right to Sarah and see what we need to know.
Yes, there is a lot that people are not focused on, just for the simple fact that everybody's focused on the war, and I get it. It's a big thing.
Right.
But you also have to look at every other piece to this that they're not telling you to look at.
And there's so much, right?
Yes, I won't be able to cover all of it in this news segment, guys. I'm sorry, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
Since we're behind too, so
yeah, we've been behind a few weeks. So okay, catch us up on what things we really need to know.
All right. First of all, some people might know this, but I'm starting off on Hal Turner. Yellow Freight collapses and shuts down.
It's a trucking company.
Yes. The
whole company.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Okay, I'm listening.
The trucking giant Yellow collapsed on Sunday, ceasing operations immediately and leaving some 30,000 workers without jobs.
Oh.
The closure is the biggest in terms of jobs and revenue in the U.S. trucking industry. The company, which received $700 million in federal C-19 relief funds in 2020, is preparing to file for bankruptcy and is in talks to sell off all or parts of the business. The nearly 100-year-old firm is known for its competitive pricing and has more than 12,000 trucks, shipping freight across the U.S. for brands including Walmart and Home Depot. So they officially shut down.
And they're looking to sell the stuff. Mm-hmm. Is that what it said? Mm-hmm. Let's see who buys that up. Mm-hmm. Right.
This part about Hal Turner's opinion, he said, I am just guessing, but given the sheer size of Yellow, add some of its subsidiaries like Roadway and New Penn, this could trigger supply chain disruption.
Oh, for sure.
That would make C-19 look like child's play.
Absolutely. That's why I say if who's going to buy it, because there's only certain people that have the funds and the capability of buying those kind of things, and who wants to have control over what's being shipped and what we're receiving.
It says they have 12,000 trucks. Each day, each truck handles about 10 pickups and 10 deliveries, average. That means tomorrow, about 120,000 deliveries won't come. Another 120,000 pickups won't be made. Stores won't get products. Factories won't get raw materials or parts. They also won't be able to ship finished products out. Do the math. How long before this becomes an actual catastrophe in the supply chain?
It won't take very long.
It says, are there other truckers? Yes. Can they just step in and take up the slack? No. So I thought that was a pretty big thing. I mean, especially when they're talking about not getting rice shipments anymore.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I don't know the details of it, but I think I was listening to the satellite radio, the Christian radio station. I remember them saying something about panic buying on rice or something, but I don't know.
Panic buy.
Is that from that not being able to get product in? You know,
it's because they came out and said it.
Oh,
so everybody's like, for the rice.
Gotcha. Wow.
Yeah,
that's just the beginning. Then we're going to see a lot of turmoil come out of that. But you know what? The government's going to tell us they've got it under control.
It always is.
As they buy it up, probably. I'm telling you.
There's more farmland here owned by China.
Yes.
can we own.
Yes. I
So-
didn't. I was shocked, and I heard that about probably close to the beginning of the year, how they were just starting to report how much property and farms and open land that China owns here.
Mhm.
Man.
Before I get into the wine press, because we have missed so much on that, I'm going to head over to the End Times Reveal on Telegram, because he can put out a lot more stuff on there and not
Mhm.
get dinged for it.
It's probably because of the Telegram. Telegram, you
Mhm.
can, if you don't have Telegram, look into it, because the people on there, the Christian, things that you can follow, you're going to be able to hear a lot of things that you can't even hear on, YouTube or TikTok or those kind of things, because they can get away with saying so much more. And
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how that works or why that is, but it's true. Okay.
Klaus Schwab's daughter says, permanent climate lockdowns coming, whether you like it or not.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I'm not going to go in too deep with these. You guys are so many.
Yeah.
Chinese police in Shanghai checked passengers' cell phones without a warrant for VPNs and foreign apps, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. If you get caught with installing these apps, you could get arrested immediately and face jail time.
What? They're trying to control what they're seeing.
Mhm.
I'm surprised they
Yep.
haven't done that to us, even though in a sense the way
I'm sure it's coming.
yeah, they do.
Because didn't it happen in France too? Didn't they shut off all of their social media?
Yeah, now that you said that, I had forgot about that, but I think you're right. Yeah. They're putting all kind of things that you can't talk about on here too. So that's
Yeah.
just the start of it, getting us used to it probably. Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Arrested.
Greenwich, I think it's Connecticut. The beachgoers are warned of spike in swimmer's itch cases. It's not comfortable.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. They're saying because the water is something to do with the water, there's more
Bacteria.
CDC has a whole thing about it, but it looks horrible.
I wonder if it's is it from the bacteria that's growing in the water from the heat?
Probably.
That would make sense.
Mhm.
Huh. Wow. Swimmer's itch. Never heard
But
of it.
it looks painful.
Is it like blisters, kind of like poison ivy type thing, but all over your body,
It
maybe?
looks like
Blisters?
like these.
Oh. Oh, guys, that looks like chicken pox, but not just chicken pox here and there. It's like clustered all over. Is what this picture looked like. Ugh. Oh, makes me itch. Okay, next. It's like somebody talk about lice, and all of a sudden your head itches. Now the swimmer's itch got me. Okay.
I don't know if you guys have heard about all of the flooding going on in China, but that's really bad right now. It says at least 20 people were killed and 19 were missing after heavy rains lashed China's capital, Beijing, and surrounding provinces. It's just so much water, and there's so much going on all over the world.
Wow.
Okay, coming over to the wine press real quick, we have the new CDC director says to expect an annual C19 jab like the flu jab.
Oh no.
That's coming.
Oh no. Do not take it, guys. And I'm not one of these anti-vax people all my life. I'm really not, but there's too much in this stuff anymore. Trust God, pray to God. Don't take any more. If you've already taken stuff, I've said this before, pray to God, he can cleanse anything, but don't go any further, because there's too many doctors that's coming out now from the last things that's saying, look, it's bad. It's bad. We had no idea. So, wow, that's horrible. So they're going to try to upgrade it every year, huh?
Australia going completely cashless. Banks are now beginning to ban and limit cash withdrawals while continually increasing digital ID.
So are there Are they requiring the digital ID in certain areas there now? Do you know?
Oh no, I have not
Seen that?
clicked on all of these.
Okay.
There's so many. Guys, get into the winepressnews.com.
I need to get in
It
there.
is there's a lot of information in there. That's where I'm getting all this stuff from if you want to go dig deeper into it.
So cash is on its way out.
And then we have in London, the train station unveils smart check for facial recognition at the security gates.
Oh no. Do you have to have something done first before it recognizes you, or does it somehow automatically
Well,
if you
did you see everybody lining up for the
I did
eye
see
scans?
I did see the thing for the eye scans in one of the Asian countries, right? But they're talking about, like, for instance, different things like this and like the grocery stores or Whole Foods or whatever it is where they do the palm thing or whatever. But do you have to, with that face recognition, do they have to do the same thing, kind of line up and
Probably.
okay. So we gotta look out for that, guys. That'll be coming around soon, probably here then.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. advocates for mandated jabs and more testing on children.
Oh my. Keep
It's
the
getting
kids
out of
out of it.
control, yes.
Come, Jesus, come. We're so close, guys. Hold on. We're not going to have to deal with this stuff too much longer because I'm telling you, it. I was just discussing with Sarah before we come on here is I don't know how, and she said, don't say that, which is true, but I'm like, I don't know how much more that there is left for us to witness to come about before the rapture according to the scriptures. So I'm like, hang on, we're so close.
I'm ready. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready.
Up Jesus up. I'm ready too.
The USDA approves GMO soybean plant that emits radio frequency to monitor conditions and is fluorescent. Yes. I read a little bit into this, guys, and it's for farmers, for their crops when stuff starts going wrong with it and it gets sick. It's supposed to be able to tell them what's wrong with it before it actually goes full blown.
That sounds like a load of poo-poo.
It is poo-poo.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Another way to control our food, you know.
Amazon announces their contactless palm reading payment method.
I did hear about that.
Will be available at all Whole Foods now.
Wait, the Whole Foods. What is it with all the Whole Foods? I mean, what kind of deal? They got something grand out of that because all of them are doing that now. I don't even know if we have one near.
I'm not gonna say that it scares me because it doesn't scare me praying over my food before I eat. But it's a lot of like organic, and you don't know what they're doing to this stuff, you guys.
No.
Especially with them being part of this.
Yeah.
I don't personally shop there.
No, I don't even know if where one is, but I mean, I've obviously read about it throughout, the year or so since this has started to come out. But you can't trust organic or
nothing
fresh picked or anything like that anymore.
I just got a whole bunch of stuff out of my garden, though, you guys.
I've already went out there and grabbed them.
Okay, there's a company is making lab-grown human eggs to make synthetic babies and give children to same-sex couples.
You're kidding me.
There's going to be a lot of this
hybrid. What? Okay, so obviously it takes eggs and sperm. What are they using, a donor, or is this is it technology that's doing that end of it, I wonder? Oh my Lord. Wow.
There is a new AI hacking software that's hacking bank accounts and launching cyber attacks. It's called Worm GPT.
Why have I heard GPT?
There's a lot of stuff with.
Okay, I was going to say I've heard that, but I don't know what from. What is it?
I've heard it before.
You know what I mean? I've heard of it. Know nothing about it, but I've heard of it.
Let's see. We have New York Times pushes propaganda that the next pandemic could start at the county fair.
Ah, really?
They're showing a picture of swine.
Wow.
So I'm not sure. Swine flu.
Something toward that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how they think that that might happen then.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
There is a lot going on with this heat, guys.
Mm.
Do not be out in this heat if you do not have to, and if you do, make sure you're hydrated and you have stuff with you for that.
And cover your head, guys. There's so much stuff in the skies right now.
Mm-hmm. The
Wear a hat.
UVs.
Yeah. UVs, and I think the chemicals that they spray all
Yeah.
over our skies, we don't know how that's mixing with this heat. What does that do? You know,
Mm-hmm.
we still have yet to see what the outcome of all this spraying stuff is, but I'm sure it's not good.
Yeah. The WHO issues new warning over spread of bird flu to people, urges greater surveillance and jabs.
Well, they just want to jab, jab, jab.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of jobs, this is the one that I was talking to you about earlier that I'm not sure if you want to know.
Oh, she told me she didn't know if I'd want to know something. And I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Don't tell me until we get on there. So, okay, I'm ready.
Hospitals, are they forcibly giving patients a C-19 jab while under anesthesia?
Do you remember me saying that before I went
You
in?
didn't want to do it because of that.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man. Oh, wasn't worried about the surgery or anything like that, but I'm like, man, what if they do that whenever I go under? Wow, see? Well, I prayed all about it, and I prayed over my device too, that, everything electronics has something attached to the AI system and the beast
Mm-hmm.
system. So I asked God, I have to have this for keeping my heart going, but if there's anything that is not of you, I rebuke it. But yes, I was very worried about them doing that. The good thing is with the surgery I had, the heart surgery, for the replacing of the device, and I have all kind of leads in my heart and all this and that go with this, but I had to be awake somewhat. I mean, it's not like now, it's I'm laying down, they give you like twilight medication is what something like that they call it, and so they can talk to you and you can hear things and that kind of stuff. So I kind of was glad when I found out that that's all that they were going to do, because do I see anything? 19 anything? But I don't remember the whole thing, but when they started really talking, I could hear them. So yeah,
that's good.
Scary. Wow. Okay, so how far into it are they thinking that it potentially is?
I didn't click on
how
that
close.
one.
Gonna have to look into that one.
Yeah. And of course, you all have probably heard that Mr. Chocolate Ice Cream announced his first weapons package to Taiwan worth $345 million.
I did see that. I didn't read it.
We don't even have
our stuff for ourselves. I know.
And we're going for another one.
Yeah. Mr.
Round 2.
Yeah. Mr. Chocolate Ice Cream must have a money printing machine in his room or in the kitchen when he's eating his ice cream. Just print, because we don't have it, guys.
Global food shortages continue to worsen as India bans rice exports after a Russian grain deal fails.
So that must be part of.
Yep. There was.
And a lot of that stuff comes from Russia and Ukraine, like the wheat and all that kind of stuff. Wow.
And of course, Biden administration seeks to raise the prices of vehicles to force more people to drive
electric.
Yes.
Even though we're going to be attacked and our electric's going to go down, and then what do?
That's the whole point.
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking about um, when we were moving before all this craziness started, whenever we were um, actually going to see the property, I guess, before we bought it. But I'm like, we pulled it into a couple, gas stations or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? How do they expect people to do this electric car thing? I've yet to see more than two of them in
Yeah.
any place that I've ever been. I mean, I'm not kidding. I think we saw them in Arkansas. That's where I've seen them. But it wasn't at every gas station. So how do they expect people to do this? I mean, even if they forced it, I mean, they're going to
Yeah.
have a lot that they're going to have to do on their end financially to make it to where we could even do that. But
There is also a article on here, how to find a local organic sustainable farm to order from, if you guys want to look into that.
really,
Mhm.
and they're officially organic and on the up and up, or how do we know
Well,
that?
they're giving you pointers on how to find a local one, like what to look for
Oh,
and stuff
okay,
like that.
okay, gotcha. Hmm,
We
that's good.
have the U.S. honeybees suffer second deadliest year on record.
They have such a huge part in our
Ecosystem.
ecosystem too. Wow.
Where did it go? I had one on here, and it's about Indiana. Okay, guys, I found it. Indiana to build biomanufacturing to process plant-based meats.
Where are they doing that at, I wonder?
Richmond, Indiana.
Richmond. Oh no.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
And we're in Indiana,
yeah,
just as a reminder, if you're wondering why we're like, oh,
they have a New York-based Liberations Lab broke ground Thursday morning on its first commercial scale biomanufacturing facility in Richmond. When complete, the company said the $115 million facility will bring 45 jobs to Wayne County. Plans for the facility were first announced in January. The plant will produce alternative proteins, which are used in food products such as almond milk and plant based meat, as well as agricultural products such as biopesticides. So it's going to be 36-acre lot.
45 employees.
Yeah,
Why does
yeah.
that stand out to me? There
I don't.
has to be more going on there because 45 people, you build $115 million.
Yeah, it's 36-acre.
Yeah, something a little
So
fishy there. I don't know
I
what
saw
yet.
that and I'm like, wait, did I miss 145 or 455? No,
Right,
it's 45 jobs.
45.
So
Hmm.
something going on in there. Keep an eye on that one, guys.
For sure. Yeah, that if it doesn't make sense, it's because they're not telling us the rest of it.
Yes,
So,
because they will have a fermentation capacity of 600,000 liters. So if they're getting rid of anything icky, it's gonna go.
red in the water system, in the ground, and whatever.
But we have a lot more going on in Indiana than just that.
Yes.
But let me see if. Okay, I'm going to head over to Prophecy News Watch real quick. We do have an article on drug and food shortages are here and they will get a lot worse. A lot of the experts didn't think that this would happen once the pandemic subsided. Global supply chains were supposed to return to normal, but now hundreds of drugs are in short supply in the US, and even the news is admitting that we are in the midst of the worst food crisis in modern history. As they did research, they were stunned by what they discovered. Things are worse than they realized. I knew a lot of drugs were in short supply, but it turns out that there have been shortages of many of our most basic antibiotics since last October.
Yeah.
And now Pfizer is telling us that several types of penicillin will completely run out later this year.
A lot of people rely on that too. I'm
Mm-hmm.
allergic to penicillin, so I'm okay with it, but a
Yeah.
lot of people need it. So, yeah, that's horrible.
Um, Pfizer will run out of several doses of penicillin. It treats strep throat, infections. The company anticipates running out of children's dose of a certain drug for syphilis by the end of June. So that actually already happened.
Wow.
According to a letter Pfizer posted on the FDA website, the company says it's prioritizing products of larger doses of that medication, which is recommended for pregnant people with syphilis because it is the only drug that can pass through the placenta and also treat the fetus.
Protect them. Wow.
Um,
Well, they're wanting to depopulate, so that
yeah,
wouldn't surprise
this
me
is
that
going to
that's
be,
going to be part of it, probably.
that's what this, it says, for example, one recent survey discovered that most cancer centers in the U.S. are reporting shortages of commonly used chemotherapy drugs.
Doesn't surprise me.
A
That's terrible.
recent survey found that a majority of cancer centers are reporting shortages for that treat a wide variety of cancers. Much of the current shortage stems from the temporary closure of the drug manufacturing facility in India that happened after the FDA found issues in the plant's quality control.
Wow.
And first off, why are we having our chemotherapy drugs made in India?
We have everything made somewhere else. That's the problem. I mean, anymore, I don't even think it matters, but
it says once the war between the US and China starts, it is going to be exceedingly difficult to get things shipped across the Pacific.
yeah. Well, you know what? I've always asked. I feel like God just dropped this in me. So I've always asked, okay, there's the doctors and whoever's over finding the cures for diseases and stuff like that. All these years, you cannot tell me that they have not found a cure for cancer.
They
I'm
have it.
sorry.
They have
You
it.
cannot convince me of that. You just can't. They have it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't treat it or cure it because there's, look at all the medical staff that would be out of work and all this and that. I've always asked, I just don't get it. There has to be something behind it. If they can't get the drugs, then that's still a way to keep them sick.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's why the cure never came out. They started the depopulation stuff, of course, way back before we ever knew anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
Mm-hmm. As it says right here, already certain chemotherapy drugs are in such short supply that some doctors are being forced to ration.
Yeah, who gets what? I
There
mean,
you
how do
go.
you get chose?
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Terrible. We've been so deceived and lied to for so many years, and me included. Just wake up from it not too long ago and realize what the heck's going on. So sad.
Mm-hmm. There is one more. It's not really an article. It was just something that was sent out over on Telegram by Amir Surfati, and Delane had sent it to me. And it's somebody carrying a sign that says recipe for a smoothie. It says judgment is very near. Greenville, South Carolina. Far left abortion activist who escorts women to clinics to get abortions holds a sign with a recipe including dead fetuses.
I want you to read that. What a person's holding a picture, a poster board with a picture of a mixer and a recipe of for a fetus cider.
It has vanilla yogurt, apple cider, honey, cinnamon and nutmeg, and a third of a cup of fetal remains. Blend all with ice. Enjoy.
These are the people that's out protesting for the right for abortion. I was telling Sarah, they like to say, oh, we're fighting for the rights of the woman's body and the woman's choice. That has nothing to do with that. That is just downright disgusting, sickening. Oh, I was I was sick to my stomach for 2
Mhm.
days after I saw that and sent that to Sarah. I'm like, I mean, you know it's bad, but that might be the most outrageous thing I've seen about abortion. A smoothie recipe or a cider recipe with
Yeah.
the babies. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have one thing that
Mhm.
I want to go ahead and I just found out about this today. Before we end, I want to just throw it out there for you guys. My husband had said that in Lafayette, which is where this is, that they've had a U-Haul truck go by a house. They dropped a stroller outside on the sidewalk,
Oh, I think I've seen this.
and there was a sound of a baby crying in the stroller. So it looks like the stroller is just sitting there with no adult,
In the
no,
middle of the street.
yeah, and crying. Baby sounds are coming from it. Of course, people's going to be like, oh my goodness, there's a baby by itself, and go try to. And these UPS trucks are taking, especially women, because that's,
Mhm.
we have that ear for children, and God instinctively put in us for that. And so we go in for protection, and they're taking people for,
Sex trafficking?
thank you. My brain just went blank. Wow. Yeah, sex trafficking.
Mhm.
It's, you guys. So I want to make you aware of that. That's the newest scheme,
Mhm.
and how they're getting women and anybody really, but of course they want the women to traffic. So be careful. Look around yourself everywhere you go.
Yes, especially at the store, because this has also happened here in the past couple of months. There's been multiple. Um, there's been women with their kids in Walmart, and there were two Hispanic males with walkie-talkies in Walmart at the time. And one would be at one end of an aisle and the other would be at the other end of the aisle, and they would talk back and forth and follow them out.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them actually got to where they put her in the van,
Mm-hmm.
but there were other people there to help
Help.
her. So, I mean, guys,
It's everywhere.
keep alert.
This is not just here, guys.
Yeah.
But we're fair. We do here in Lafayette. We haven't had a lot of that kind of stuff over the years. Things are just starting to get bad.
Oh, it's really bad here.
It's really kicked in, and so Lafayette's a smaller place. So if it's starting to happen here, it's pretty much happening everywhere. So I just wanted you guys to know about the U-Haul trick, and if you see a baby stroller in here, call the police. Call the police. Anything like that, like what Sarah's talking about. You got to keep your eyes out all around you guys, because Satan has got his minions out working extra hard right now, and it's only going to get worse. So you got to stay alert. So we good? Okay, guys, there was a lot tied up in that one, but we will be back next week, God willing, and give you some more. So you guys, if there's anything that you've seen in the news that you want to let us know about, even that, like Sarah said, she can't talk about everything that's going on. But if you feel like that there's something we should know, or the other watchers here should know, go ahead and put it in the comments, guys. We got to watch out for each other, and one of us can't give it all. So help us out if you want to. If you have prayer requests, leave it in the comments, please, or email us. Please know that we're here for praying, for anybody that needs it. So let us know if we can help in any way. And we will hopefully be back and see you guys next week, God willing, unless Jesus wants to come get us, which if that's the case.
I'm ready.
Bye, guys.
See you there.
Okay, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the comments box below. And if you're in need of a Bible, we can send one to you free of charge.
Just email us at godsgabbygirls@hotmail.com with your name and the address you would like it to be sent to. We also have children's Bibles, so just let us know which ones are needed. Prayer requests can also be sent to our email. Until next time, don't forget,
Be Gabby for God.